Hello viewers, welcome back to the Multimagics channel. Hope everyone are having a great time. So in the last video we have gone through how to build a Multimagics application for Android device. So we have started with installing the WSL on Windows host machine, and we have seen how to install uh, I mean Node, NPM, Java, Android Studio, and how to configure the environment variables, how to install React and React dependencies like Bob, Yarn, and what is the build process, how to clone the repos, and how to integrate the backend to front end, and how to build. So all these steps we have gone through, but so far good, but we have not seen how to run an application on a real device, on the native device, or the in specific the Android device. So in this video we will cover those steps, how to run an application on the Android device, in specific Android mobile. So let's start the process. So first thing is, since we mentioned how to run an application on Android mobile, so we need to have an Android mobile, and in that Android mobile you need to enable two things. You need to enable the developer option, and you need to enable USB debugging. So these two are essential to flash an APK or to run an APK on the target device, which is Android mobile. So, so these are the screenshots from my mobile phone. In my mobile already the USB debugging is enabled, and if I still disable it and then if I connect, it will again have some issues. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just showing the screenshots, which is the step-by-step guide on how to enable developer options and how to enable USB debugging. So first we'll start with how to enable the debugging, how to enable the developer options. See, these screenshots are from my phone, as I mentioned. So you might find similar options from your Android mobile devices. So the screenshots may not exactly match your Android mobiles. So, but look, options will be similar. So go to settings first and search for about your information about your phone. And in that you will be finding, in the about phone, you will be finding software information. So click that software information, and after that you will be seeing particular software information called build number. So in this build number, tap for 7 times. So after tapping for 7 times, it will show a small pop-up here. You are now a developer. So at this point, your phone is now in a developer mode. So, but that is not good enough for installing the APK from your local machine. So in order to do that, you need to enable USB debugging, because you are installing all the APKs through your USB. You will be connecting your Type-C cable and other end USB to the local machine. So for that reason, you need to enable the USB debugging. So you need to enable the developer option, and how you are connecting your mobile to the local machine. So you are connecting your USB Type-C cable. So for that reason, you need to enable the USB debugging. Okay. So this you can find once the developer option is enabled only, you can see this USB debugging option. So once this developer option is enabled, you can the settings, you can just in the search area, you can just type USB debugging. So this will give you, okay, this option you will be finding. So once this specific option is found, you can just click on this USB debugging, and and then you just by default this is disabled, and then you need to just swipe like this and it will be enabled. So once you swipe it to enable it, a pop-up will come, and just you need to click OK on that pop-up, and then by this stage USB debugging is enabled. So now until this point we ensured our target is ready. Okay, in the sense, okay, developer option is enabled and USB debugging, you can flash any APK while connecting cable, and then you can flash in the APK required applications. Okay, the APK here means the application. So now so far good, but since we are using WSL subsystem Linux, if you connect your phone, so the owner, the device which detects the OS is Windows machine. Okay, so your phone is under the control of the Windows machine, but all the development environment and everything is on Windows subsystem Linux. Okay, so you need to attach, or you need to transfer the ownership of your phone from Windows machine to the Windows subsystem Linux machine. So for that there is a certain process. You need to install a software called USBIPD. So this is a very popular tool to transfer your phone ownership from Windows to the subsystem Linux. So in order to do that, first you need to download this. So this is the link. Using the link you can download this specific MSI, and then you need to install. So I have already downloaded it. So let's start installing this. Okay, this is the installer. So if I click install, it starts installing. Okay, it's asked for admin rights. Click yes. So the installation is completed. So click close now. Okay, so the next step is you need to ensure your device is attached. So let's start. Open the PowerShell in admin mode to be on safer side. Okay, so I'm just opening. Okay, so I hope my PowerShell is visible here. Okay, so now first you need to give the command USB IPD list. So this is my phone. So initially this is in the not shared state. So in order to share this particular device, so you need to first bind the device. So for that you need to give this command USBIPD bind. So by this stage it goes into the attach shared state. So once it is in the shared state, you need to attach. So now let's go to the command once. Okay, so let's give this command. Okay, so first you need to bind. So USB IPD, let me increase the font. Okay, bind hyphen bus ID. So the bus ID of this is 2-3. Enter. Okay, so now clear the screen. So again give USB IPD list. Now you can see my phone is in the shared state. It means it is ready to share with the other. I mean, in the sense, my phone is now ready to share with the Windows subsystem Linux, but it is not yet attached. It is ready to share, or it is in a shared state. Okay. So now you need to actually transfer the ownership. So for that you need to use this command USB IPD attach hyphen WSL hyphen bus ID 2-3. So now we can see using WSL list Ubuntu to attach the devices will be available in all WSL using IP address. So now you have transferred the ownership of your mobile phone from Windows to the subsystem Linux. So now if you do USB IPD list, it is in the attached state. So now it means in the Ubuntu you can ready to use. So how to verify in the Ubuntu my device is attached or not? So you can just open the Ubuntu application. So and then you can just type. So this is the command. ADB is the command line interface for the Android applications. So you can do ADB devices. Okay. So the daemon is starting. Okay. So in the list of devices it says attached. Okay. So this is how you connect the phone. But I do want to give you a caution here. In most of the scenarios, by ADB device running, you may not start connecting properly. So in that case, I recommend you to follow some additional steps. So these are a bit straightforward. Yeah, so this sometimes it says ADB devices no permissions, or some different kind of errors you will get. So in this case you need to follow these steps. So these are pretty simple. If you go to, it is very simple. I'm just telling ls USB. So this 2D95 is the ID of my mobile. So once you save this ID, or you note it down, this ID, so all you need to do is you need to just follow these commands. You need to create a file called this is the command sudo touch vi etc rules. So you need to create this file. So after creating this file, you need to edit this file, and you need to copy here below this entire line. So instead of your ID, you remove this your ID, and inside the quotes copy this ID 2D95 here. Okay, so now you save the file, and then you just give this command chmod udev admin udev trigger adb kill adb devices, and then finally it shows adb devices. So once this adb device is shown here, a pop-up will appear on your phone, and then click allow, and then it will allow you, and then now you can see your device. So in this step also, adb device, for the first time it will throw a pop-up on the phone, and then keep watching for the pop-up on the phone, and then you click allow, and you can start. Okay, so that way you can attach your phone from, or you can transfer the ownership of your phone from Windows machine to the WSL subsystem Linux. So we can use this Android target now to test our application. So I hope everyone are clear until this point. So now next move on. So these are very simple, don't worry, you just get this ID, note it down, replace this here, and then run the commands sequentially one by one. Things will be smooth. Okay. So next, ultimately, how to run your application. So now you need to go to this, now just go to this, your project, cd multi magics front end mobile, and all the commands. So now earlier we have given build Android. So now we need to give npx react native. You can either give start, or you can directly give run -android. So anything is fine. So but I'm using start, so it will throw us okay what to do. Since I am connected to Android device, I'll type A here. Okay, so once I press A, the build process kick starts. I mean the run process. I mean in general, while you are running any application or any build or any IDs, what it will does is before running it will build again just to ensure all the latest changes are there. So from that point of view, it is trying to ensure first it is building, since build is already done. So now it is flashing on the screen. I cannot share my mobile screen, but you can see after flashing, it says info starting the app. If I open the app now, okay, so at this point, so when it says info starting the app on action main cat, so at this point on your phone you can see a application loaded using the Multimagics logo. Okay, open that. So once you open that, it will states okay, it keeps doing bundle index.js, all those things, so let it keep going. Okay, so now everything is loaded, so it's running. Now it says okay, running Multimagics app with the root tag, and this is the screen height and width. So sorry, I'm not able to see show my mobile screen at this point, because there is a vysor tool, but once you install vysor, that ADB will be under the control of the vysor. So that's the reason I'm just not able to show my mobile screen. But as mentioned in the earlier videos, however the app looks, the look and feel will be the same. Okay, so at this point you are able to load the application or flash the application onto the screen. So now one more thing is okay, so this is good. So now what happens if you want to run any application? So let's open a one more Ubuntu application, Ubuntu app, or okay. So let's open this. Let's notice this. So here there is a command called adb logcat -s. If we give Multimagics, should be able to see. Okay, my bad. adb logcat, spelling is wrong. Okay, -s Multimagics. If you give, okay, still wrong. I think it's smallest. Yep. So now you can see what is happening if I'm doing any operation. So these are for backend logs, and this is for front end logs. So let's see what's happening. So now I'm going to the files conversion, and I'm selecting a file. Select file from device. Okay, I'm clicking that. So I'm searching for a file called sample. So this is from my mobile screen, don't worry. So you know how to use the app. So I selected an app, So now if I go to tools, video to audio, choose from file, so you can see whatever clicks I'm doing, you can able to see. So I've selected one file, sample.mp4, and now I have selected choose output format mp3. So now I click convert. So you can see here the corresponding logs I got here in both main file and here. So this is my MMApp version and this is my embedded version. All these things are running here. So all the logs you can see here. Okay. So this is how actually you are running an application on your Android target using React commands and then logs from the UI and logs from the backend. Okay. So hope everyone are clear until this point. But interestingly, see, let's say there is a need for you. So you don't want, let's say you have the debug APK ready, and that APK you want to share to your friends, and then they want to show you, okay, how this app is working, or sometimes you might have issues with your React, all those things, lot of things happen. So this is a second option, how to build an app without React in the sense. So you just use this adb command, adb install multimagics command. So this way you don't need the React commands dependency. This is a one more way to flash your debug APK onto the mobile screen. So the advantage of this method is, yes, in this case you can use vysor and see how what is happening, and then also you can also see you can also share the debug to the other your friends and see how they want to see how your app looks like. So you can also get some early feedback. Okay. So now let's start executing these commands one by one and see how to flash an APK using an ADB command. So first thing you need to do is, okay, so you need to, under this folder, you need to create a directory called assets. So first you need to go to cd android app source main, and then you have to mkdir assets, and then in this asset create a bundle file, touch index dot android dot bundle. So now once this is done, go back to your Multimagics front-end mobile and then give that big command. So I already gave. Okay, so yeah, so don't worry about the spacing things, I just copy pasted, but this is still the same. So this is platform Android development environment true and entry file, all these things is correct, so I can give as it is. So now let's see. So at this point you need to, the APK is not yet completed, the debug API. Let's see. So now you need to go to cd android. Okay, and now just run this command, level assemble debug. So this will generate a debug APK such that you can use that APK explicitly. It's a file ultimately. You can transfer that file from your local machine to your mobile device. So you can copy paste, or you can use ADB command. You can use different ways. So I'm just, for the sake of practice point of I'm using. So now if you go to cd app build outputs APK. So if you go to debug, so this is my debug APK, so Multimagics 0.9. So you can just copy this file and push to your local machine, or to your mobile device. So for that I will just copy. So before that I will just check whether my device is still active, ADB devices. Okay, so it is still active, so I can do ADB push. Sorry, and you can do that, or I can directly install ADB install. So earlier I have loaded already file sample.mp4. So now if I go here, video to audio, I select choose file from screen, choose from files, select this, and yeah, okay, this is playing. I just pass it, and then I go to convert to mp3. If I click convert, the conversion process is happening. So once it is done, so this is the latest file. You can check here the timestamps. This is this. You can go ahead and say play. If you play, so only the audio is coming. So now you can close the app. Okay, so I'm just closing my application now. So this is all the features in the application. So this is how you actually connect an Android device to the Windows subsystem Linux, and you run all the run process using npx react native commands. And then there is an alternate option. Okay, so I want to just physically transfer that file on my own from my device to the subsystem Linux, and then I just play with it and then open to it, and then I can see on Vysor what is happening. I can share it to my friends. All those things happen. So these are the available to options. In most of the time, we just go for option. You simply just every time, and all these things are internally taken care by the React. It only copies all the APK to your machine. It uses this Metro server. All those things happens. But this is an additional option to keep. So it's handy to know this in knowledge actually. So next is about how to install Multimagic 78000 emulator. This I will cover in the next video because there are some kind of challenges in the emulator because of the CPU requirements, but nevertheless all the details are captured. Only thing is I will cover that in the next session. Until then, keep watching this space. Thank you everyone. Have a good time. Take care.